Laser sights are an essential firearms training tool, clearly correcting and improving the two most important shooting fundamentals, aiming and trigger control. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, now available on iTunes and other podcast clients, and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android. Feel free to call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN or 866-825-5486, or email Tom at guntalk.com. Now, once again, here's Tom.
All right, it is unfortunately one of those days. Hey, Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk. We're talking about, of course, the murder of 3 police officers in Baton Rouge that happened a few hours ago, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This follows, of course, on the heels of 5 police officers being murdered in Dallas. All connected, I believe. We don't have the lockdown information yet on the Baton Rouge killings, but I believe probably same deal. Same race-connected attacks, murders. Starting to get some early word that possibly... Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to hold off on that. We don't have it confirmed, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm getting news all the time on this. As we get more information, I'll give it out here. Thinking about how would you go about showing your support for police officers, for the police? Boy, what a thankless job. What a tough job. I mean, it's one thing to say people don't like you. Okay, got that. You know, you could be a tax collector and people don't like you, but they're not trying to kill you. They're not openly saying that people should murder you. They're not actually openly setting it up, an ambush, and saying, I'm going to go kill everybody who works in this job or everybody who's this race. That's a different deal. Now, you'll notice that the officers who are all hugging each other and consoling each other after these police officers are murdered, the officers who are all together hugging each other, they're black and they're white and they're Hispanic. They're officers of all colors because to them it's just blue. I obviously didn't know this was going to be happening today. I actually was going to be making an offer. I saw what I liked. It was a decal to put on your back window. It's an outline of the state of Texas in blue with a blue bar across it, basically showing support for police officers in Texas. I will be getting those in this week, and I will be offering those. I'm not going to charge anybody for them. I'll pay for them. You can have them. But I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what to do. I know where to put the blame. That part is not particularly difficult, okay? There are people who make it their life's work to sow discontent. There are people who who quite literally make millions of dollars dividing Americans into races, dividing them by race, sowing discontent, making people feel alienated, and then working on that and then making them feel some kind of righteous indignation, seeking vindication, seeking revenge. In the minds of some, these will be revenge killings. Of course, they'll be killing people that never did anything to them. Weird, huh? We're not supposed to judge people by their color, but we have a whole group of people for whom, if the color you wear is blue, that's enough. We'll kill you because you wear a blue uniform. What are we going to do? What is our president? Where's our leadership? Maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll step up this time. I do want to share with you something, though. I'm in the middle of reading this book, A Crisis of Character. It's written by a Secret Service agent. He actually worked in the uniform division. There's the agents in the uniform division in the White House when Bill and Hillary were in the White House. He was there when George Bush was there, before them. And understand that, remember, before Hillary, first ladies did not have their offices in the West Wing. Hillary was essentially chief of staff. She had her office in the West Wing. What I found interesting, and you'll make this connection in just a second here, talking about Hillary's attitude toward police officers, to police in general, to the people who swore literally to take a bullet for her. As she would go down the halls, the Secret Service Uniform Division officer said, and the officers would say, "Good morning, Madam Vice President, Madam First Lady. Good morning, Madam First Lady." She'd respond to the Secret Service with a very disdainful and snide and nasty F you many, many times, not once, not just to one person that she didn't like, just basically to Secret Service. F you. What kind of support will our law enforcement get from a president, Hillary Clinton? Wow. I mean, just wow. I want to, let's go to talk to Ray. She's in Houston on line 4. Hey, Ray, thank you for calling and thank you for your patience.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, I'm the mother of a 23-year-old police officer who has been in it since he turned 21. And he had started in a big city, Houston, of course, and he got married and moved to a rural town that's smaller. And I just want to tell you that it's just as bad there. I mean, they posted on their local little Facebook page that, you know, if you wear a badge, you must die. And if we can't kill you, we'll kill your mothers or your sisters or, you know, whatever. And it's a national problem, and it's not just in big cities. It's everywhere. And, you know, being he's so young, and being that he's my son, and being that I have support for all law enforcement, we need to come together as a nation. But where does it start is my concern. I mean, how do we turn this around, this trend that's happening? Because it's scary.
It is scary. I can hear it in your voice. This is your son out there, and there are people who say, I want to kill him. I don't want to just kill him. I want to kill members of his family. I'll kill police officers' wives, and they post pictures of their wives. I will kill their children, and they post pictures of their children. They post their addresses. And they say, if you can't kill the officer, then go kill the members of their family.
Right. That's right.
What kind of monster would do that? Who feels somehow vindicated that they can do this? I tell you what's going to have to happen. We're going to have intelligence inside our country that targets people who do that, and then it's time to, when you find them, you kick in some doors and you take them out in handcuffs and you prosecute them. Because you know what? There is, as with everything, there's a limit to how far you can go with free speech. And calling for the death of police officers and their children and their wives and their family members, way over the line. Okay, done. That's it. I'm going to put you in jail. The other thing they're going to find for a lot of this is that, and look, I feel for you, Ray. Thank you for calling. Please, please, please accept our heartfelt support for you and your son and all police officers everywhere. I tell you what, we're all blue today. We're all blue. We need domestic intelligence to find out who these people are and not put up with it. Not put up with it. You know, I started to say, what you also find is a lot of times these people rarely, very rarely, do they come to these kind of actions and not have been involved with the police before. Convicted felons, people who've been in jail, people who cannot legally own a gun. Yeah, I know. Tell you what, Chuck, Millie, don't go anywhere. We're going to get to you. If you would like to join us, our number is 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. We're talking about the murders in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, more police being targeted. And I will guarantee you there are people wanting to do that where you live. 866-TALK-GUN.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle combines features of the Ruger American Rifle and innovations of the 1022 Rimfire Rifle to appeal to all bolt-action enthusiasts. It features a modular stock system that provides comb height options for scope or iron sight use, a power bedding integral bedding block system for outstanding accuracy, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, and a 1022-style rotary magazine for reliable feeding. The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. Dury'sGuns.com. All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. If you have a thought on this, I just got an email from somebody that said, they had a police officer killed locally, and the way they provided support, small gesture, but something, was people replaced their porch lights with blue lights. I like it. I know it's not a lot, but officers, boy, we need to let them know that we're behind them. I mean, really do. See that protesters in Ohio have asked Governor Kasich to suspend open carry laws during the Republican convention. The governor says he does not have that power. Let's see here. Line 3, Chuck's with us, Crosby, Texas. Hello, Chuck. Thank you for calling.
Hello, Tom. Thank you. The roots of this are literally 100 years old. Because of my family tradition and history, I've been following this since I was a kid. The difference between the 60s and today is in the 60s, it was not as well organized and it was not nearly as well financed, and it was pretty much confined to the West Coast, the East Coast, and especially the Chicago area. I was in Chicago for the Lincoln Park riots in '67. Abby Hoffman, Jerry Rubin, the Chicago Seven, all that insanity. I was a deputy sheriff in Harris County, Houston, and retired military police officer. We literally had to use Army intelligence assets to try to keep track of the domestic terrorism that was going on, because Jane Fonda and Tom Hayden and that cabal had literally totally devastated our national intelligence assets. Even today, we do not have the ability to conduct national intelligence the way we did in World War II or even up until Vietnam. They literally destroyed. You look at what Teddy Kennedy and that bunch did. They have literally destroyed our ability to keep track of this stuff, and that's why we're so fragmented. And the entire national effort has been hijacked anyway. The bottom line is we're not the nation we were in the 50s or even in the 60s. We don't have the assets that we did then, and we're confronted with a much, much better financed and much more organized operation that has the communications capabilities that never existed before. That's what we're up against.
Organize. I'm not disagreeing at all. I think you're exactly there, Chuck. And look, I appreciate your service. Oh, wow, 60 years of service. Thank you so much. Everything Chuck just said. We have large organized groups. Some of them are being funded from outside of our country. We've lost, in many cases, the ability to track, to find out what's going on, to stay on top of it, whether it's funding, whether it's, we don't want to do that. I got to tell you, as Chuck was talking, I'm in my head, I'm hearing the whole let's make America great again. And I wonder, man, I look at Hillary Clinton and I know how she feels about police officers. Basically hates police officers. Maybe basically just hates law enforcement. Treats them like servants. Well, come on. What did Bill do? Used police officers as his pimps. They'll go get women. Come on. We know what's going on there. Wow. Millie is on line 2 out of Dayton, Nevada. Hey, Millie, thanks for holding. Thanks for your patience.
Hi, Tom. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. This is just, there's a million tiers to it right now, and everybody is fighting each other. But I wanted to say I grew up in between Louisiana and Texas, and I love Texas. But once you get in the inner cities, it is just a racial war, first of all. But even more, it's a war against those. We lived in the ghettos of Dallas where if we had to call 911, there was some places that they would not even come out ever. People would die, I've come across some cops that are like, what were you doing living there? And they've told me literally, we wouldn't even come out there. So this war between, and I'm in no means on the side of these people that are killing the cops at all. All I'm saying is this has been building for so long, and I hate to say that I witnessed the hate between the officers out there and the people are horrible, so they're hard to deal with, and I would never want to be in the position of somebody who had to be on their side because there's so many bad people. And so it's just so, and I don't think there is any stopping it yet, because you would literally have to go in and destroy whole ghettos of people to stop these people from wanting to kill cops. It is very disheartening, especially since our country. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so I think what I hear you saying is that this is so deeply rooted now, don't know any way that, other than bulldozing large neighborhoods and scattering people out, that it's just within certain areas that it feeds upon itself and people reinforce it and they teach it and they bring up their youngsters to believe in it. I mean, you have to learn to hate. You have to be taught to hate. You're not born hating.
You said it was revenge killing, and in their eyes it is, because in their eyes the cops are the reason that it, I mean, even though it's not true at all, I'm just saying I've seen it, and they believe that the law is the reason for all the trouble, and I mean, it's just the most sad thing ever. There is no sense to it at all. Not at all.
Wow. Yeah. And, and, you know, Millie, I hear what you're saying, and I know that there is a lot of truth in it, and yet at the same time, it's so disturbing because I'm there thinking, I don't know what you do about it. And look, thanks for the call. I have actually had the thought in the past, and I'm not a negative person generally. I've had the thought before that some of this, I'm not sure if it's fixable. If you have a third, fourth, or fifth generation person who has been raised all along the line, everybody's been raised to hate, 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 hate. And there's no other influence there. I don't know that that's fixable. So what do we do with that? What do we do with that situation? Line one, Les is with us out of Louisiana. Hey, Les.
Hey, Tom. I heard the Cleveland police officer on Fox News this morning who was talking about trying to suspend the open carry in the convention area. What he did say was, if you open carry down in that area, you will be looked at with a little extra attention. And he specifically said, if you're carrying a long gun, you will be looked at with extra attention, and that's
doesn't that make all the sense in the world? I mean, if I'm police and you got people who say, we're here to kill people, we're here to kill cops, we're going to kill people, we're going to march. You're a cop, you're trying to sort it all out. Duh, I'm going to pay extra attention to the guy who's carrying a long gun just to find out who they are and what's going on. We can say, well, they shouldn't do that. Well, put yourselves in their shoes. What would you do? 866-TALK-GUN.
Want your opinion to make a difference? Log on to our website and take the Gun Talk poll, www.guntalk.com. Now, once again, opinion page regular contributor for the Washington Times, here's Tom.
All right, we're back with you. I just had a question on Twitter. Probably ought to pass it along here. Somebody said, when are you going to have your app on the Apple TV? Very soon. We have our TV shows are now on Roku and Amazon Fire. They'll be soon on Apple TV. I have some other things we'll be rolling out. A lot of ways for you to see what we do. Part of what we do is to teach people self-defense with our first-person offender series. You can look at that right now. It's free. We've always made it free on YouTube. Just look for Gun Talk or First-Person Offender on YouTube. You'll see our channel. We put people into self-defense situations. What we see there, and I'm going to try to tie this into what the news is of today out of Baton Rouge, how it applies to you, not to police officers, but to you. What we see is that even when people put on all this protective gear and they know they're going into a force-on-force situation, they're still clueless. Why? Why, when you know you're going to a place where there's going to be an attack and you are the person who's going to be attacked, how can you let it happen? How can you let it get so close to you? A couple of thoughts. One is that people don't, as the old deal, if you don't know what you don't know, they have never been exposed to it. They've never had any training in it. They don't know that you shouldn't let people get that close to you. If someone's panhandling, You don't let them get close to you. We're talking about your personal safety, your personal security. Oh, they don't mean any harm. You don't know that. Well, he just wants, no, you don't know that. You just say no. Just like that. The other day we had somebody, and I just, no. Boom. Oh. Yeah. But he didn't come any closer. I don't know what's in his hand. I don't know if he has a knife. I don't know what's going on, but there's nothing in it for me to let him get close. Every time you let him get close, you get to be in danger. You can learn a lot from these videos. It's not, however, the same as training. Training means you have to go do it. Please, let me understand that. You want to be better, you want to be safer, you want to be more competent, then you have to go do something about it. You have to go put yourself into the situation. It's not like I'm going to go take a 1 or 2 hour class. Oh, but I'm busy. I don't care. Get over yourself. I don't care. You're busy. I don't have time. Yes, you do. I don't have the money. You can find it. You can save for a year or two. You can put off buying that car for a year. Use that money to go to a real gunfighting class, because it'll change your life. For the rest of your life, you'll never be the same person. You'll never be the same person. Honestly, you really won't. You'll never see things the same. You will be, and it's not that you're going to be more afraid, you're going to be less afraid. Because when you have confidence in your competence, it really pushes back the fear. Oh, I have a plan. I have training. I have skills. I know what to do. As opposed to, everything's scary and I don't like it. Do something. Get off your butt and do something to take care of yourself and your family. Wow. John's on line 4 out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, John.
Hi, Tom. I wonder if I could get some advice. My brother died suddenly of cancer last year. While I was taking care of him and my mother, my house was robbed 3 times. First time, the security device failed. Second time, I caught him in the house. They arrested him. Third time, I held the guy at gunpoint, and they refused to arrest him. They just let him go. I found his backpack filled with my tools, his cell phone, and a 22.5-inch machete. Our local Fox channel did a story on me the following Tuesday. I was lead story 9 and 10. The NBC channel did a story a month later. I still have the bags of loot from the September 1st robbery. They will not take fingerprints. 2 detectives came out and took possession of the March 13th guy's backpack, cell phone, and machete, and they still won't arrest him. Now they won't answer my emails. So what am I supposed to do? What good is a gun if the police will not respond? If they had arrested him on March...
Wait. You're confusing 2 things here. I feel your frustration.
Yes.
But the question tells me a lot about your misunderstanding. What good is a gun when the police won't arrest him? Those are 2 completely different things. The gun is to keep you from getting killed.
Okay.
If he had come at you with a machete, you shoot him.
Right. Well, he didn't.
It's a real simple deal.
That.
Okay. But the gun has nothing to do with whether the police arrest somebody or not. So I'm not sure how you're conflating these things together.
Well, if I try to protect myself with a gun and then rely on the police to ultimately enforce the law and they refuse, what am I to do?
Nah, look, you're wrapped around the axle about, you're mad because they are not prosecuting this guy who got caught in the act. I get that. Has nothing to do with you taking care of yourself with your firearm and protecting yourself. You need in your head to separate those things. Okay, yes, I am mad. I'm not understanding. Maybe you go to the prosecutor's office. Maybe you go to the DA's office. Say, look, guys, what's going on here? I mean, maybe it's not the police now. Maybe it's at the DA's office. And find out, why is this person not being, arrested and not being charged? But that's a completely different thing. So you need to separate those two. You're putting the two together, and you're going to end up getting yourself in trouble with that, John. I appreciate that call. Milt's on line 3 out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, Milt.
Hey, how you doing? I've been reading for the last 2.5 years that Barack Obama would like to stay another term, and to do that, he's going to have civil unrest happen, and he's going to have to have
Wait. Milt, where are you reading this?
I got online and read it a couple times. I didn't write it down or anything. I was just perusing stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm seeing, though, is that he's instigating, and he's not helping the matter with the cops being shot. It seems like he's trying to push that forward. That would be a great way to start martial law if the cops refuse to come out.
Well, first of all, I read it on the internet. Is like saying, I don't know. I can't even think of anything less reliable than that. It means nothing. There's nothing there. It's like saying I heard it in the wind. Also, it's my understanding the president cannot declare martial law anyway. That has to come out of Congress. I don't see that one, guys. I just don't think that's where we are. When we spiral down into the conspiracy theories, I think that we actually really do reduce our ability to actually do something worthwhile. It's and I know there's nothing quite as warm and fuzzy and comforting as a good conspiracy theory, but it's fun to play with that. But don't take that stuff seriously. Don't be watching or reading Alex Jones's stuff, for heaven's sakes. Try to be a little bit more discerning about some of that stuff. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Be right back.
What's important in a gun safe? Security, reliability, safety, good looks? It all comes down to quality. Quality that's built in from the beginning. Liberty Safe has made quality products for 29 years right here in the USA. Trust your guns, your valuables, and your safety to Liberty Safe. Did you ever regret buying quality? I didn't think so. Get the best. Whatever your budget, get a Liberty Safe. LibertySafe.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to springfieldarmory.com. That's springfieldarmory.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. It's Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
2 things intimidate most new shooters: noise and recoil. Well, at SilencerShop.com, we turn this into this. Adding a quality suppressor to your pistol or rifle doesn't just make your gun quiet. It reduces muzzle flip and recoil, making your gun easier to shoot and more accurate. The only thing you have to lose is all that noise.
How about the camo pants? Can I lose them too?
Yeah, okay. Put a silencer on your gun and have some fun with SilencerShop.com, making the world a quieter place.
All right, back with the 866-TALK-GUN. We're talking about the murders, police officers who were murdered this morning in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This follows the murder of 5 police officers in Dallas. Police officers are being targeted. It's worse than you think. As bad as you think it is, it's much worse. Because all around the country, police officers know they're getting alerts about this. About people who are saying we must kill police officers. If we can't kill them, we're going to kill their families, or maybe we'll kill them all. And they're getting very specific, credible threats. In Baton Rouge, several people were arrested after breaking into, this past week, after breaking into a pawn shop and stealing guns. They were caught, they were arrested, and they told the police, we stole the guns so we could kill cops. It's not paranoia if they're actually doing it, you know. Let's drop down line 1. Mike's in Oregon. Hey, Mike, thanks for calling.
Hey, Tom, thank you. Several years ago, they shot those 4 police officers up here in Washington. I only live about 10 or 12 blocks down the street from where that happened, and it was kind of scary because, as you can well guess, the cops were like on high alert, big time. Step out the door, and we don't even have sidewalks in our neighborhood, and they're going down the road hell bent for leather. It was very scary, which kind of leads, you were talking about training, and that's my big question. I hope to retire next year. I'm 66, not quite as spry as I once was, and while the thought of taking the 250 class at gunsight is very, very intriguing. It might be a little rough on us old guys. What are your ideas, thoughts, suggestions, what have you?
Sure. It's a great question. I forget to mention this because I know this, but the guys at Gunsight will train you. If you show up in a wheelchair, you can do the whole 250 class. If you tell them, look, I can't get down on the ground and get back up, they say, not a problem. We'll take care of it. We'll have you do what you can do. You bring what you have, you bring who you are, and they will work with that. Or if you say, I'm kind of slow getting down to the ground and getting back up, not a problem. We're going to teach you how to do that safely. And if you get to a point where you say, I can't do this anymore, guys, okay, just stand there. Everybody else is going to get down. You stay where you are. They will work with whatever you bring, as would any good instructor. I mean, no good instructor is going to say, you're scheduled for knee surgery in 3 weeks and you can't get up and down, and now I'm going to make you go flop down to the ground and jump back up and roll around. No. They'll take you and give you what you need, okay? It's really not, it's not tough at all.
That's good to know because, you're right. I just don't get up and down quite as easily as I once did. So, hey, thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
You bet. I can get down quickly, but it's going to hurt. It's the getting back up. I'm not quite as fast. But, yeah, they will teach you. And, oh, by the way, in case you don't know, there are specific things to know if you're going to get on the ground. Why would I get on the ground? Oh, gee, somebody's shooting at me, and I can flop down and get behind the tire of a car. I could even use a 4-inch high curb for cover if I have to. You'd be amazed at how flat you can get if you need to. You may need to shoot from a prone position at some point. You may be down on your back. Somebody punches you, pushes you, knocks you down your back. Have you ever shot while you're laying on your back? Oh, quickly, let me tell you, don't go practice this on your own. If you're shooting on your back, you can actually blow a hole in your kneecap, and that's kind of a really big owie. So don't be doing this on your own without a good instructor paying a lot of attention to you. And there are specific techniques about getting down, about getting up, because those are the movements where you might have a sympathetic jerk in the hand that's holding the gun. You want to make sure your finger is straight off the trigger, outside the trigger guard, those kind of things. But yes, a gun sight or a Thunder Ranch or a Shoot Right Academy in Alabama or a SIG Academy or any of these good schools, they will take whoever you are. And I'm not kidding when I say, if you show up in a wheelchair, they'll say, yeah, got it. Understand, we actually have some good techniques for wheelchair. Now, here's the other thing. If you're in a wheelchair, they're probably going to teach you how to shoot from the ground. Why is that? What do you think a bad guy's going to do the first time he comes up to somebody in a wheelchair? He's going to dump you on the ground. That's what he's going to do. He's going to dump you on the ground. Wow, never thought of that. Yeah, well, INTOT. I never thought of that. That's why you pay people to think about those things, to teach you. By the way, for the radio stations carrying Gun Talk, we are going to go at the top of the hour. We'll be doing a feed from the press conference. It's scheduled for the top of the hour. We're not sure. You know how these things are, but we'll get the news from Baton Rouge on an update on the condition of the police officers who were shot. We know that 3 are dead. I'm calling this domestic terrorism. And I think that at least some of the blame has to go to the environment that has been created by our president. I know people are going, yeah, you can't say that, Tom. Yeah, I can, and I just did. So there. You don't like it? Call me. 866-TALK-GUN. Okay, I see that President Obama is going to speak about the Baton Rouge murder of police officers there in, a little over half an hour. If we're able to, we'll bring that to you live as well. I wonder, will he do what he's done so far, where he just defaults right to gun control? Of course, ignoring the fact that I think it's illegal to commit murder, to kill police officers. Oh, yeah, but we're going to stop that with a law about gun control. We already have 20,000 or so gun control laws on the books. The media treats it as though there are none. Well, the NRA just stands in the way of passing gun control laws. Well, no. They're just saying no more. We got enough, and none of them have ever been shown to do any good whatsoever. Why do you want to put restrictions on law-abiding people when you know the crooks are going to ignore it anyway? Truly, somebody who says, I'm going to murder police officers is really not going to be dissuaded from this. With a law that says, oh, yeah, we're going to have a little waiting period for you before you get a gun. And then Obama says, oh, my God, it's easier for a kid to buy a gun than a book. Really? What an idiot. I mean, even the New York Times took him to task on that one. What a demagogue. Wow. Holy cow. Really? Tell you what, President Obama, here's my challenge to you. If you think it's easier to buy a gun than it is to buy a book, go to a gun store, have all the cameras rolling, and show me. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't do that, can you? You actually can't buy a gun, can you? Because you live in D.C., and you probably don't have a driver's license. You probably don't even have an ID. We have to have that. We have to have the FBI check us out before we can buy a gun. Yeah, every single one of us. Last time I checked, you don't have to do any of that stuff to buy a book. Idiot. My God. I respect the office of the president. I think we have an idiot in the office. People say, oh, yeah, he's a constitutional scholar. Yeah, he's an idiot. Come on. He's a globalist. He is dangerous. But if you like that, you can get like that times 4 with Clinton Part 2, a continuation. I'm reading this Crisis of Courage book written by the Secret Service agent who was there when the Clintons were in the White House. It's a reminder for those who weren't there, who don't know, maybe too young, the innumerable, and I do mean innumerable, scandals of the Clintons. Rose Law Firm, the, what was it? Cattle Futures, which is basically money laundering to get money to the Clintons. The Travelgate ruined the careers of 7 people because they wanted to put their own people in the travel office in the White House. And on, and on, and on. And their treatment of the Secret Service and of police officers. Wow. Yeah, she'd be a real peach, wouldn't she? She'd be a real peach. As I say, it looks like the Louisiana governor will be speaking in just a bit. We'll have that when we come back. We'll also, if we're able to, give you at least tap into, I'm not going to give him the floor completely, President Obama speaking about this. This is horrendous. We are under attack, people. We're going to have some leaders who have some guts. We're going to have a president who has the guts to say what needs to be said. Gee, I wonder who that would be. And for those of you who keep tweeting and telling me, yeah, we need Gary Johnson, we need the Libertarian. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I know what I'd like to tell you, but it's going to be really, really simple. A vote for him is a vote for Hillary. Simple as that. If you like Hillary, you're going to get her if you vote for that clown. We'll be back with more news from Baton Rouge.